Get a load of this guy.
Take my shoes and walk a mile, something that you can't do. Hey, hey, hey.
Do you believe in fate or free will? Or a combination of both? I think it's a combination of both. I think that there's an order and a timeline that everybody's supposed to be on, and that things will happen that we can learn from positively and negatively, but people contribute to these things based on their own free will.
Maybe I'm also leaning towards both, because I know obviously there's just like realities that we face that we will, no matter what you like to think or you like to feel, it's going to happen. But at the same time, you can change things within that whole reality. So with kind of your line, what you were saying, you can use your free will to either maybe make things worse or better.
Slavery happened in the transatlantic slave trade. Maybe that was destined to happen because we were able to learn about the character of man and at some point grow from this. Would North America have been what it is today? Or would it just been uncharted territory? In the midst of that, maybe kind of turned something that was extremely negative to possibly a positive because we have a fostering nation now. So I think it's a combination of the two. Like, some things are gonna happen. Like, if you jump out in front of a moving train, just go ahead and call it quits. But you also have the free will to do or not do that.
Maybe like the racism, I guess slavery, I think it probably was bound to happen. I think that's something that can happen naturally, because how humans can try to distance themselves from things they may not understand. I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about aliens, and he was talking about how we portray them in movies and stuff like that. Maybe like evil and scary and strange and weird. And he said like that's just likely a projection of humans of how they see stuff within themselves and other humans.
Yeah, and projecting that and so else. There's probably an image of aliens, like you said, that we probably have constructed in our head as something that we would be fearful of, like we spoke to earlier, because it's different than us.
That's all within the confines of our mind. We made that.
Who's to say that if there was extraterrestrial life, they wouldn't look like us? If we were to see that, like I don't even know if the human brain would be able to comprehend what we were seeing, because this is something like, you know, like if we were to hop into like the fastest machines that the world has to offer, bro, it takes you like months, it takes you days,
years, even
weeks, just to get to the moon.
If there was another being, we wouldn't even. There's likely not even a way we would know for certain how to identify what is alien or not, because like everything, the technology we have is based on what's observable to us. So there are things that haven't passed by that we didn't maybe create technology for.
And there was a point in time in which people believed the earth was flat. Probably based on word of mouth, it's an assumption.
Yeah.
But like you didn't have any other means to identify that information.
Yeah.
You only knew what you knew based on, like, if you grew up in a town, like your only mean of communication was really just the people around you.
Yeah.
Like the people that you could instantly walk to. So if you didn't even know how to fish, you would never know how to fish. Unless you met somebody who knew how to fish. Like you would, so like, but today, like for example, if you were to know how to fish, we've had thousands of people have done it before.
It's easily shareable.
And you've got Google. You can just Google. You can ask Siri. Do you believe that people are inherently good, or does society shape them?
Inherently good, or society shape them? I definitely think society does shape you, even if you don't like to think about it. But inherently good, I don't know. I could say they probably do things that are beneficial to them. Like, if you maybe, I would think like if you're bad, that means you're probably not just doing one-off events. You're just something that's probably repeatable and almost like habitual that you do. But like, if you like have like an objective reality, like how we can feel pain for something, you might not stab somebody or not kill somebody because you know how it feels for yourself. But I could, maybe, I guess so. People can be objectively good.
But then what's good?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, would that depend on how you just define good? Because I guess that's would be really be relative to whatever context is made.
So if we just say that society shapes what's good, then it would be based on the society that you're in and how they define what's good and bad.
Yeah.
But that would be only pertinent to that society because you'd be able to, let's say you lived in a separate society, and you would say, well, what they're doing is bad. And then who would be right in that scenario? So then in that scenario, is anybody right or is anybody good? Like, there's people that say if you gamble or whatever the case, or if you engage in premarital sex, or if you lie, whatever, you're bad. Then some people don't think so. Like a lot of people do things out of necessity. A lot of people believe in nuance,
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that there's a different way to skin the goat than just looking at things black and white.
I was gonna say, maybe even without, I guess, the word good being constructed, you could know, like, from, like I said, like the objective reality or something, you could know what's favorable for you or not, what can cause discomfort for you. But I don't know then again, because anybody could paint as something that is subjectively felt.
Subjective, yeah.
So that's a loaded question right there. It's a deep one we take. I do definitely think society definitely does shape your.
I agree with that.
You said shape your what again?
Shape your beliefs.
Yeah, shape your beliefs for sure. Even if you may not have that belief fully there for yourself, if there's people around you that have the belief, you will get shaped by it. You will get influenced by it.
Or does society shape good and bad?
I think that even too, yes, because everybody's not like a monolith, so they can have their own range of what's good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, I guess, lead.
So then, is anyone good then, or bad? If it's subjected to the people, then, like I said, you're in a society that creates or shapes your ideas, then is good and or bad anything that we can call anybody. I believe that society does shape a lot of what you perceive to be good and bad. If we allow society to be what determines what is good and bad, then we'll never have a true baseline of what is good and bad. Then I would say inherently we can't be good or bad because we only know what society has presented to us. Like if you grow up in a community where you just, like, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're supposed to eat people, then that would be all you know. Mm-hmm. But somebody else would look at that and be like, that's bad. But if that's all you know, then that's what you would know to be good. Who is right in that scenario? And how would you determine who is right?
People just make their own kind of individual take on stuff based from the realities that they might individually feel, like pain or sadness.
Okay. But there's subjectivity in sadness.
Yeah.
Like, I could rob a bank, and then, like, when I was supposed to get $10 million, but I only got $5 million, I'd be sad. But was I right?
It would depend too.
Then if it all depends, then can we be inherently good or bad? All creation has to eat.
Yeah.
Now, is there something bad about how you eat? Like I said, if you grow up in a community in which they're eating people, then is there anything wrong with that? Because you're only following what you are to do. And the people that are under me, like if I have a household and I teach my kids to do that, am I teaching them bad or am I teaching them good? Because this is what we all do.
I couldn't really tell you what's good or bad by myself.
So if I walk in a store, I'm hungry, and I just go start grabbing something off the shelf and just walk out,
yeah,
did I do something bad?
If you were to ask me, like, in my framework, United States, yeah, you're bad. But then again, somebody else, you're just like, hey, I'm getting food.
So then why would I be punished for that?
Because you're in a place where they have their own, I guess, widespread opinion. So you might have your own opinion, but like you might be in just a different place.
Majority rules?
Yeah, where everybody has the same, I guess, shared opinion. You're gonna be viewed as kind of like enemy.
But what if I disagree with that opinion?
Boom game. I don't know. For kind of like how I mentioned earlier in here, I think it's not only like nonsensical. It's not something you can really say yourself as a human for you to try to assert what you think or what you want from a being when you're like only bound to the you're just like part of a creation itself. So like if there's like a theoretical painter, we're just part of the painting and we can't see the painter. So like it's like almost to me, if you're blindfolded and you're locked up in a room and you're trying to tell somebody what's in another room that's all blocked up, and like you can't see inside the box, and you're trying to say that's a horse in there. Mm-hmm. That's what it's kind of like to me. For people to assert they know this is what God said to me. That's how I feel. That's why I think I wouldn't say I'm Gnostic or agnostic, because I think it's not my place, and obviously it's not like something I can so clearly say that I know there's God. I know there's not at all a God.